ESPN's Adam Schefter just announced a roster move that does have a slight impact on the San Francisco 49ers tight end position and actually opens up a broader discussion. But first, let's get to the news right here. 49ers tight end, or should I say former 49ers tight end, Ross Dwelley has officially signed with the Atlanta Falcons, joining former 49ers tight end Charlie Warner. That's two 49ers tight ends over there with the Falcons, joining Raheem Morris and his new coaching staff. Now, what's interesting about this situation is when we look at Ross Dwelley and his impact with the San Francisco 49ers as a undrafted free agent, he actually made a pretty large impact over his time since coming into the league in 2018. The 6'5, 235-pound tight end is 29 years old. So the 49ers definitely had him during his peak years. But honestly, since his real impact as a rookie and then his second year, it has really been a downhill trajectory for Ross Dwelley from that point. He lost his job to Charlie Warner and Tyler Croft and basically became a special teams player. He only played in 282 snaps last season, and only a small handful of those snaps came on offense. He was primarily a special teamer and had completely lost his job for the most part as like tight end 2, tight end 3 to others. So Ross Dwelley, I didn't imagine he was going to re-sign with the San Francisco 49ers, but I do think it, again, creates a broader discussion regarding the 49ers tight end room. Because when we look at who is currently on the roster for the Niners, it's George Kittle, who we know is going to anchor that unit. But behind him are the questions. Braden Willis, right now, if you had to ask me, is the 49ers tight end 2. Then you have Cameron Latu, who was drafted in the 3rd round, who was medically redshirted last year, didn't play a single snap in the regular season. And then the San Francisco 49ers brought in veteran Eric Sobert, who's been a journeyman across multiple different teams throughout his career in the league. They didn't draft any tight ends. However, they did sign an undrafted free agent out of Furman, Mason Pline, and they also have one more tight end on the roster in Jake Tonges. So the 49ers do currently have 6 tight ends on the roster, and we've seen the 49ers carry as many as 4 tight ends on the final 53. But when you look at the available crop that they're working with, I wonder if they are going to be interested in bringing a veteran tight end into the mix. Maybe once they get through rookie minicamp, OTAs, and kind of get a good feeling and sense for their roster, could they go out into the free agency pool and try to add more veterans at the tight end position? One name that comes to mind is Robert Tonyan. He works out with George Kittle every summer. They're best friends. Obviously, there's a natural synergy there. Robert Tonyan isn't going to come in to be a huge blocker, I would say, in the sense of what Charlie Warner did for the San Francisco 49ers, but he is a highly productive tight end in regards to tight end production prior to his ACL injury. So he does have some upside as a receiving tight end, but it does remain to be seen just what are the 49ers going to do at tight end, and do they feel comfortable with the group that they have? You know, again, the 2 rookies heading into year 2. Will Cameron Latu be able to kind of, I guess, blossom in a sense? Because, you know, being at training camp last year, he definitely struggled. He was probably one of the players out of anyone in camp who struggled the most. And it could just be a simple fact of the playbook was too much. He was too much in his head, just wasn't really being able to grasp the playbook and play fast, and was thinking too much. And maybe we see a completely different Cameron Latu in training camp this year. That would be the hope. And I guarantee you that's what the 49ers are praying for. But I do think Braden Willis is going to be your locked in tight end 2 for now. But like I said, Is there something hanging in the out in the open where the 49ers are keeping their eyes and tabs on some veteran tight ends to bring in? Well, it's definitely not going to be Ross Dwelley because he is currently a Falcon. It'll be interesting to see. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Do you think the 49ers are comfortable going into training camp with the six tight ends that I have listed? Or do you think they could be going after a veteran? And if you have your eye on potentially a different veteran, let me know in the comments below and just let me know in general what you think the 49ers are going to do. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.